What we don't know is whether or not the killing was justified. So that's the question. We know a homicide occurred, but was it a legal homicide or an illegal homicide? So we know the state's prosecuting Theodore Edgecombe here, saying that this was first-degree intentional homicide using a dangerous weapon, and they want him to go to prison for the rest of his life. Where the defense is saying that this shooting was justified under the law, that he is most likely going to testify in his own defense and probably say that he feared for his life when he was confronted by Jason Clearman. So a very tricky case this jury is about to hear, and we know that they are walking in to the courtroom right at this very moment, going to take their seats in the jury box. The defendant was the bicyclist on the day in question back in September of 2020, and he was pursued by the man the state says is the victim in this case, Jason Clearman, who was riding in a car with his wife, the driver. There is his honor, and we don't have any audio able to be pumped up in the courtroom just yet. As soon as we're able to hear the judge addressing the jury, we're going to do that for you. And so some quick thoughts here from our guest, John Mobley. I know we've got to let him go as we're nearing the top of the hour. John, what do you think both sides need to do here in their respective opens?
Well, I think, they both need to play to their respective strengths in this case. Prosecution wants to argue that defendant was the aggressor. He shot an unarmed man, a man who was a pillar of the community. They want to really, play up for the jury that this happened in front of his wife, how tragic it must be for her. She watched her husband be gunned down in cold blood, after an evening of dinner and what should have been a nice night for him and his wife. The defense wants to play up the self-defense. I think they definitely want to address the knife, of course. They want to address the fact that the man that was shot, I hate to call him the victim because, that's the thing, but the gentleman that was shot pursued him in his vehicle. They also want to address the fact that he had been drinking. I don't know what toxicology is going to be like in this case, but assuming his blood alcohol level is a 0.08 or something along those lines, they can get a toxicologist to say, hey, this person was impaired. He had a couple of drinks in his system, and that be consistent with the erratic behavior that the defendant's going to try to portray he was engaging in. So that's what they want to do with their high points in this case.